Hey, and welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. It's Chuck here, and we have a list of 19 properties, big list, moving us right into the weekend. So let's actually, the last one, you guys see the last one, it's crazy. So anyhow, before we get to that, 409 Ontario is the first one, 234.9 is the price, condo townhouse, 314 a month on the maintenance fees. Kind of an original kitchen. They've done a little bit of paint on the cupboards. Looks all right to me. You look at something like this, and then you look at the one on Bronte. I personally like the Bronte complex a little bit more. I just find it has just better surroundings. For me personally, I think that there's more to offer just visually on the outside. The kitchen looks good on this one. A little bit more upgrading, still some original stuff. Most of these are not fully updated. $255, and then your maintenance fee is $260 a month. So you're talking about $50 or $60 maintenance fee. On a mortgage, these ones would be very, very similar from a carrying cost perspective, which is very interesting because $20,000 seems like a lot, but it's actually only on a mortgage about $80 a month difference. So 1380 Main Street is the next one. Unit 101. Ground floor is one of those things that can help you or hurt you. I think there's some people that like having the ground floor for moving stuff in, for doing things, passing things right over the balcony. But people have a perceived risk of security. And really, honestly, I've said this before on Daily Homes, it's not like we live in the hood, so I wouldn't worry too much about that stuff. But it's comfort zone. If you don't have peace of mind, then there's no way you should be proceeding. 2-bedroom, 2-washroom, nice big open concept floor plan. The flooring's been done. It looks like kind of a flat finished laminate floor. And it's a good layout. I think it's called a Windsor or something like that, the floor plan. It's over 1,000 square feet. And I believe this is the first one on the south side. We've got the Maple Crossings, but then we also have these guys on the south side of Main Street. And I think that's the first one to ever come up. Woodley Crescent, 337.9. And so we've got a moonseat end and hardwood stairs, carpets. Got to open those blinds up, really make this place look bright. Stainless steel appliances, nice cabinets. A little bit of solar flare there, but you can see that you've got the escarpment just over the side. And I'd be surprised if they got this price for this home. That being said, most of them do sell in the 320 to 340 range, so even if they didn't quite hit the mark on price, they're not that far off that somebody wouldn't notice them. Sherwood is at 339, townhouse, about 1,300 square feet, and it's only got one big open room, and you kind of walk through that room to get back to your kitchen. And then there's an eat-in area in the kitchen too. They've taken that room from every angle possible, and then 2 shots of the kitchen here. Nothing on the upstairs, nothing on the ensuite, anything like that. It does have 2 full bathrooms upstairs. This one is probably going to go, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's sold for even more than asking price. You look at something like this, which is only less than 100 square feet bigger at 369. So some of the Mattamy ones are going for big numbers. So could I see that previous one going for 350 in competition? Absolutely. Okay, so you got some upgraded floorings on this one here. You've got some mismatched appliances and the fireplace. One of the things that I always talk about with this model, the fireplace, if you're on an interior unit, can actually cut into the living space in that room. It changes your whole furniture position. So if you look at how the couches are, it actually makes your family room look smaller. You can see that it closes off this room. Whereas if you didn't have this fireplace, you could actually have this arm go that way, and you could have this part against the back window. So I hope that doesn't affect them too much. I mean, I've seen enough of these, I could probably draw the floor plan in my sleep, but 369, kind of going rate. I don't know if this one has a lot of zip to it. I don't know if they're going to get that price. It seems a little bit high to me, but same as what I said with Woodley, it's still kind of within range of where people would be looking anyways. And Livingston, next one, 397.8. It's a semi-detached, has this sort of turret look in the front. And so the floor plan, this room is right beside the kitchen. Then there's a walkout to the yard. And so there you go. You can see the table. That's what it looks onto. And then you've got the family room just off to the side. That's your main floor, so you don't really have a dining room per se. It looks nice inside. The bedrooms upstairs are massive. There's a laundry room upstairs, and you can see that's one of the bedrooms. The basement, to be perfectly honest, does not look that attractive to me, but it still has some value. Just the added value of if nothing else, just the stuff in there, the drywall, the tiles, that adds some value. So big deck on this one. I like the location. Main Street, really easy to get to the 401. It's nice and close to the library, Bishop Reading, all those kind of things. 397.8 actually is where I would expect this one to be. I hope that the finishes are going to get them some good money because they're not. It doesn't seem like the wow home. McGurn Gate is 412, and so it's a townhouse. One of the 3 stories with the double car garage. It's attached on both sides, and it kind of looks a little small from the pictures. Actually, it's almost 2,000 square feet, but it's showing like it's smaller. Based on what other ones have sold for, it's okay. I don't find it's really giving me a wow. This Luxton one, 1860 square feet, semi-detached. Some nice features, but the same thing. I don't get a real wow from this one either. It is, however, a fantastic street. You've got Luxton Park close by. You are walking distance to the Hawthorne Village Public School, which has been awarded one of the top 25 schools in today's Parent magazine. So that's all good stuff going for it. The street itself, lovely stuff. You can see the trees in the background over by Bar. Lovely stuff. So Lot Crescent, 459. It's a semi-detached. I believe this one was listed before. The builder finished the basement, which is a good thing. And I don't know. It just doesn't have a lot of meat to it. It says it backs onto green space, but it looks like there's homes in the distance. So I'm not sure how much green space you're actually getting on this one, and a fair bit of total finished space. Maybe it's hard to sell a vacant home, especially if there's not a lot of upgrades. So Cedar Brae is 465, double car garage on this one. It's drawing me in, definitely. 50 by 149 foot lot, so that's a great sized piece of land. August 2012 is their ideal possession. You've got some crown moldings. You've got a decent looking kitchen here. So there's been some work done in this home. And then you've got your finished basement. So all the pieces here look good. The double car garage, you'd expect in Old Milton that you're probably over $450 for anything half decent with a double car garage. Never mind the decent land. So these guys, really nice. This might be a Chuck pick of the day. McNair is 479. It's the Sterling, just over 2,100 square feet. And it's the 3 bedrooms, so you get 3 really good sized rooms upstairs. It also comes in a 4. That's your front living room. There's also a dining room, family and kitchen on the main floor. You've got built-in appliances. And these guys are holding back on offers. That's a nice staircase, by the way, and even actually a single car garage, you've got lots of parking in the driveway for cars. These guys are holding back on offers for a couple days, and they will sell for more than asking. If there's any justice in the world, I've seen this model not even looking as good as this sell for more. These guys are in great shape. I like the kitchen too. Really good. Holdsworth, 524. About 2,200 square feet. You come in the front door, which ends up being almost like a side door. You have to come in through a little sort of narrow foyer, a little patio. Room off to the side, you've got your dining room and almost like a pine floor. And then you've got your family room, kitchen. Kitchen's a little small. That's one complaint with this particular floor plan. And then you've got your eat-in. Bedrooms are all nice size. Upstairs, you got a 100-foot lot, 40 feet wide. It's good. 524. Not bad, not bad. The models just above this, maybe a month, 2 months ago, were selling for this range, so they might have a shot. Yates, 569, 888. We've got a Scotswood, or I think this phase it was called a Huxley, just under 2,400 square feet. Possibly, I think the Huxley was actually a little bit bigger than the Scotswood, but it's got some hardwood floors. There's a front living dining with a nice high ceiling here. And if you remember from the front shot, you've got this big tall window. So it's very impressive when you come in. Light colors, so dark hardwood, dark is your thing. Maybe it's not the right home for you, but it's got an excellent floor plan. And we've seen these models that are not bad with a finished basement going up in the 6s. So I think this price is certainly very, very marketable. Martin Street, 569. It's a 1.5 story, so it could be a back split. 60 by 229 foot lot. That's a nice size. You got a 2-bedroom, 3-washroom, and a detached double car garage. With the 2 bedrooms, I'm assuming that they've renovated it. The master, well, it's 14 by 10. They might have a bedroom downstairs. Hard to tell on this one, but it might be something to check out. Nice size piece of land. Monaghan, 584, 786. It's a spirit plan, but it's essentially a wood lily model. All brick. About 2,500 square feet. Good looking floors here. So you've got your living dining. I think the one listed earlier this week. Living dining, kitchen, family in the back. It looks like some California shutters on the windows there. I don't know about the green kitchen cabinets. I can't see them really wowing people with that. Nice curved staircase. The rooms are all good size. Probably a pretty fair price given what previous ones have sold for. I found that these ones actually float a little higher than what I'd expect. We sometimes find that comparative sales, you'll find sometimes a really good sale happens and the rest will float on it for 6 months. 71 Scott is $699, a little bit over 3,000 square feet. And it's a Heathwood home, so you know they're doing pretty good stuff. There's a little built-in wine fridge there, two-sided fireplace. I'm not the biggest fan of having the shower just sort of out. For some reason, my comfort zone with showers is that it's in the corner. It's tucked away a bit in the bathroom. I just think it's all wasted space right here. That you could have a bigger master bedroom. You could have a bigger closet. There's lots of things that I'd rather use that space for. Looks like it's right beside a park, which is obviously for most people a good thing. Some people don't like having that having the visual where people can look into their home. Overall, though, $699. If it's good inside, if it really shows well, they might have a shot. Santa Maria, $724, about 3,100 square feet. Big open concept floor plan. Design looks good. To me, the price seems a little bit high, but it looks like a good-looking home. And sometimes those do command a premium, just like we talked about yesterday. Here's the one that I mentioned at the start of the video. I mean, this home's been listed off and on for probably 2 or 3 years now. Maybe more. It's actually the family of a professional football player, and I can't release the name to you, but it is related to a professional athlete. This home, the kitchen here, so a little bit dated, I find, in the kitchen. But they have a cigar smoking room. They've got some of the neat features. Look at that movie theater. Imagine inviting your friends over for a movie in there. Half-court basketball. I'm not even kidding. A par 3 golf hole. There's a beach volleyball net. There's all kinds of stuff. I actually like what the other agent did for marketing. They've gone through a couple different agents, and it's 13 acres. The house itself about 13,000 square feet. There's field goal posts, which obviously being a professional football player in the family, that's an important thing. The in-ground pool looks great. Never seen this one in person, but I've seen enough photos of it to really say it's quite impressive. I don't know if the wording underground bunker that houses the numerous heaters, I don't know if that's the sexy part of this home. So I think that there's so much else about this that's a real kind of cool hangout spot. I could see somebody who's really into socializing being very much into this home. $3.2 million, far less than what it's been listed for before. Who knows what'll happen? Homes like this, I mean, there's not everyone can write a check for this much. So anyhow, that's the weekend, or that's the list up to the weekend. We'll be back on Monday with more listings. And if you want to see anything, you want to come meet us at Starbucks. I think next Thursday is we're doing our buyer class, so you can sign up. All that stuff's over there, and have a great day.